We will be making a easy chocolate flower. I've got a few bits here ready for preparing the petals. Just remember that I forgot to get my sharp knife, as this is something which I will need to make the pointy petals. I've got a cooling spray. Now if you don't have this cooling spray, you will have to do it in stages, because obviously you will have to have a cold surface in order for the chocolate to set. I don't actually use chocolate here, it's just some compound, the type of candy mud which doesn't require tempering. And what I did, I've just put some edible dust, was just normal edible dust, hydrosoluble, not liposoluble, as it should be for chocolate. So just some colored dust, edible. I've got a cake card which I'm going to cover with a cling film. This is the cake card which I'm going to use to build the flower, and I want to make sure that once it's builded, I can just release it with ease. I can always just peel off the cling film and get the flower in one piece. Also, I've got some little pearls to put in the center of the flower, and some acetate paper. I've got two types of acetate paper. One is quite firm and the other one is soft, and the reason why I've got the both is just to show you, when you use the firm one, that intends not to curve nicely on your former. It keeps popping out and it might be a bit tricky to curve the petals. If you want curved petals, then a softer acetate paper will be nicer, because that's going to sit nicely on the curved shape. If you really want to make sure that it practically sets in a certain depth of a curve, you can just put some grease and then the acetate paper will stick to it and you will get a nice curved shape. Okay, so I'm going to use styrofoam dummy, and that's because I want to get a bit of a gap here so that when I maneuver my knife, the handle doesn't stay on the way. I'm going to start with the soft acetate paper and going to put some pink petals. I've got some petals already in the fridge. They will be cold by the time we'll finish demonstrating how to make the petals. We can assemble the flower as is already made. Okay, so just going to dip my knife into the melted candy melt, clean one side of the blade, and then go on the side of the support, place the blade flat, and then just drag the line along the petal. So literally all I have to do is just to put it flat. My small finger, it will help me control the movement of my hand, so I'll just put it flat, lift upright, and then just go down. So touch, lift, go down, and we'll do the same. So literally that's what's going to happen with on each petal. So flatten, upright, down. It's easier when you use your small finger as support, so that you can move your hand quicker. And all you have to do is just to make petals. You can make them different sizes, smaller, larger, depending on the type of flower you want to create. You can judge the length of, or even the size of the cake. If it's a small cake, obviously you cannot make a huge flower. And once you've got the petals ready, they will just go on to this former, and don't forget they can be put to set both ways, but in this case I'm going to put them in this little setting. Okay, now going for the green petals, which are practically leaves, not petals. Just going to make them flat. They will be at the base of the flower. I don't need them curved, but I'll just make them in the same way, and I will just make them slightly bigger so they can be noticeable when I start building the flower. Okay, and yeah, you can do as many as you like per flower. I think I'm going to just stick with about 5, but as mentioned, I've got some already made, so I'm going to use those later on an extra flower. Okay, so those will go in the fridge, and I'm going to pick up the other bits which are already set. Here are my already made petals. Now to detach the petals, I'm going to gently pull the acetate paper, and they will just come off very easy. Same with the other ones. I don't need that many, so it'll be fine. And I'm going to start building the flower. Just taking those on the side, putting my acetate paper. I also have got already a little bubble here, which I've made previously, which I can use as a support. Going to place this in the center, then start attaching the leaves first. You can obviously use whatever side of the leaves or the petals you want, the smooth side, the glossy one, or the other one, whatever. So just going to attach those leaves around the center, making sure that I've got enough here to stick the petals. And you can put as many as you like, but I'm going to stick with 6. Okay, and then I'm going to start building the outer edge of the flower. Just dipping the end of each petal I want to attach into a bit of candy melt. Obviously I'm aiming to pick the petals which have got a similar length for the first layer. Just one more. And I can stop here, or I can add more layers. I'm going to use a bit of that cooling spray. If you don't have that cooling spray, at this stage you can place it in a fridge and then come back and put the second layer. Just going to put an extra layer, but if it's cold, it will allow you to shape the petals in a more impressive way, with petals being kind of upright. But obviously you need to have a cool base in order to do that. And if the petals don't want to stay upright, that means the surface is already warm. So you just have to add a little bit more coolness to it. I'm not a huge fan of the cooling spray because it puts moisture as well, but just for the purpose of demonstrating, I'm going to use it. I would prefer to just put it in the fridge and wait a little bit instead of stressing too much on using the spray. Okay, I think that's quite nice. I can obviously carry on adding more petals. So the more petals I'm going to add, the more warmth I'm going to add to the flower. So I might have to add more coolness with the spray. I also have to add the coolness where it's required. Oops. Okay, that's just fine. And I'm going to now put some bits in the center. Now by mistake I've messed the surface of a petal, so I'm going to shave it off with it can be a hot blade, or if it's not set yet, it can be just like a normal blade. I'm going to put some pearls in the center, and that's my little chocolate flower.